The Role of Duty, Training Day. You want us to what? Detective Mike Rollins looked up from his desk, where he'd been reviewing case files with his partner, Detective Sarah Footman. Captain Reyes stood before them, hands clasped behind his back. Field training officers. The Academy graduates next week, and you two are my top choices. Sarah flexed her foot hands thoughtfully. We're not exactly conventional officers, Captain. That's precisely why I want you, Reyes replied. The department needs officers who can adapt, think creatively, approach problems from different angles. Who better to teach that than the unconventional unit? Mike and Sarah exchanged glances, their silent communication honed over years of partnership. I don't have arms or legs, Mike pointed out. How am I supposed to demonstrate standard procedures? And my feet are where my hands should be, Sarah added, wiggling her toes. The manual doesn't exactly cover our techniques. Reyes smiled. That's why I'm asking you to write a new chapter in the manual. The Rollins-Footman method. You've got the highest case closure rate in the department. Whatever you're doing works. He slid 2 personnel files across the desk. Officer candidates Jason Chen and Maria Rodriguez, top of their class. Smart, adaptable, but very by the book. I think they could benefit from your unique perspective. A week later, Mike rolled into the precinct parking lot where 2 freshly graduated officers stood at attention. Both wore perfectly pressed uniforms, their badges gleaming in the morning sun. Officer Chen, Officer Rodriguez, Mike greeted them. I'm Detective Rollins, your field training officer. The recruits stared, uncertainty flickering across their faces as they processed the sight of a man with no limbs. Sir, Chen began hesitantly, how should we address me? Detective works fine, Mike replied. Sarah arrived, striding confidently toward them. Both recruits' eyes widened further as they noticed her feet where hands should be. I'm Detective Footman, she introduced herself. Between Detective Rollins and myself, we have over 30 years of experience and the highest case closure rate in the precinct. With all due respect, Rodriguez said carefully, at the Academy, they trained us in standard procedures and protocols. Standard procedures, Mike repeated with a slight smile. Let me ask you something, Officer Rodriguez. If a suspect is running down an alley with a 15-foot wall at the end, what's the standard procedure? Call for backup, establish a perimeter, and... They're over the wall before your backup arrives, Mike interrupted. What's Plan B? Rodriguez hesitated. I suppose I would try to scale the wall. What if you can't? What if, like me, you have no limbs to climb with? The recruits were silent. Sarah stepped forward. This isn't about ignoring protocol. It's about adaptive problem-solving when protocol isn't enough. That's what we're going to teach you. Starting now, Mike added. We've got a robbery in progress at First National on Main Street. That's our call. The recruits moved toward the patrol car, but Sarah shook her head. We're taking the unconventional express, she said. Traffic's backed up on Main. She positioned herself behind Mike, who had assumed what Chen and Rodriguez would soon learn was his launch position. What are you? Chen began. Sarah delivered a precise kick to the pressure plate on Mike's reinforced vest. The system hummed to life, green LEDs flashing along his spine as she followed with a series of perfectly calculated kicks that sent Mike rolling forward at incredible speed. Holy! Rodriguez gasped. Meet us there, Sarah called over her shoulder as she sprinted after her partner. By the time Chen and Rodriguez arrived at the bank in their patrol car, the situation was already contained. 2 suspects sat handcuffed on the curb while Sarah took statements from witnesses. "How did you—" Chen began. "Rolling Thunder," Mike explained. "Our signature tactical maneuver. Detective Footman's specialized footwork and my rolling ability combined to create a high-speed pursuit option that most suspects aren't prepared for." "But that's not in any manual," Rodriguez protested. "That's the point," Sarah replied, joining them. "Day 1 lesson. Use what you have, even if, especially if, what you have is different." Over the next weeks, Chen and Rodriguez adjusted to their unconventional training. Mike and Sarah taught them department protocols, but emphasized creative problem-solving and adaptation. One morning, Mike rolled into the briefing room with a determined expression. "Today, we're doing pursuit training," he announced. "Officer Chen, you're with me." In the precinct parking lot, Mike positioned himself in the launch position. "I don't understand," Chen said. "You're going to run on top of me while I roll," Mike explained. "I'm going to what?" Sarah demonstrated, stepping onto Mike's reinforced vest and balancing as he made a slow roll forward. "The vest is designed to support weight. It's like a rolling platform." "But why would I need to—" "Because standard procedure says pursuit requires running," Mike interrupted. "But what if the terrain isn't suitable for standard running? What if you need to move across broken glass, extreme heat, chemical spills?" Chen considered this, then carefully stepped onto Mike's vest. With Sarah's guidance, he found his balance. "Ready?" Mike asked. "I think—" Chen began. Sarah delivered the activation kick. Mike's system hummed to life, and they were off, rolling across the parking lot at increasing speed. Chen wobbled precariously before finding his center of gravity, arms out for balance as the ground blurred beneath them. This is— Chen couldn't decide between terrifying and exhilarating. "Effective," Mike finished for him, "and unexpected. 2 qualities that give us an edge." After several practice runs, Chen grew comfortable with the unusual transportation method. Sarah trained Rodriguez in her specialized 4-limbed fighting technique, teaching her to use feet as effectively as hands in tactical situations. 3 weeks into training, a call came through, armed suspect, fleeing from a convenience store robbery, heading towards the River District. "This is real," Mike told his trainees. "Time to put your unconventional training to use." They arrived at the scene to find patrol units setting up a perimeter. The suspect had disappeared into a maze of narrow alleys and construction zones. "Standard procedure?" Mike asked. "Establish containment, request K-9 units, methodically search the area," Rodriguez recited. "Which would work if we had time," Sarah noted. "But the suspect is armed, and the construction site has civilians. We need to move faster." Mike looked at Chen. "Ready for Rolling Thunder pursuit?" Chen nodded, a newfound confidence in his stance. "Ready, Detective." Sarah delivered the activation kick to Mike's pressure plate. The system engaged, and Chen stepped onto the vest with practiced ease. Sarah launched them forward with her precision kicks, sending them accelerating down the alley at remarkable speed. "I've got visual," Chen called as they rounded a corner, spotting the suspect climbing over a construction barrier ahead. "Prepare for dismount," Mike instructed, accelerating toward a ramp formed by a fallen piece of scaffolding. "Dismount?" Chen questioned, suddenly uncertain. "We've practiced this," Mike reminded him. 3, 2, 1. As they hit the makeshift ramp, Mike executed a precise rotational movement, essentially shooting Chen forward like a human projectile. The trainee sailed through the air, clearing the barrier and tackling the suspect on the other side. By the time Sarah caught up, Chen had the suspect handcuffed and secured. "Excellent dismount," she approved, her foothand giving him a thumbs up. Rodriguez arrived with the patrol units, staring in disbelief. "Did he just—" "Launch Officer Chen like a missile," Mike finished, rolling up beside her. "That's the Rollins catapult. Chapter 3 in our new training manual." At the precinct, Captain Reyes reviewed the arrest report with raised eyebrows. "Suspect apprehended following deployment of Rollins catapult maneuver," he read aloud. "Care to elaborate?" Mike and Sarah exchanged glances. "Adaptive tactics, sir," Mike explained, "using our unique capabilities to maximize efficiency." Chen stepped forward. "Detective Rollins taught us that standard procedure is just a starting point. Real police work happens when you adapt to the situation using whatever tools you have available." "Even if that tool is a limbless detective who can roll at 40 miles per hour, Rodriguez added. Reyes leaned back in his chair. "And you're comfortable with these unconventional methods?" Chen and Rodriguez nodded without hesitation. "More than comfortable," Rodriguez said. "In the academy, they taught us what to do. Detectives Rollins and Footman taught us how to think." A smile spread across Reyes's face. "That's exactly why I chose them as your FTOs." Graduation day from field training arrived. Chen and Rodriguez stood at attention as Reyes presented them with their official patrol assignment documents. Officers Chen and Rodriguez have completed their field training under Detectives Rollins and Footman, Reyes announced to the assembled department. Their training included not only standard procedures, but specialized techniques developed by our unconventional unit. He turned to Mike and Sarah. "The Rollins Footman training protocols will be incorporated into our department's advanced tactics curriculum. All officers will now receive basic instruction in adaptive problem-solving and unconventional approaches." Mike rolled forward. "It's been an honor to help shape the next generation of officers," he said, "to show them that differences aren't limitations, they're tactical advantages." Sarah nodded, her foothand making a gesture of approval. Officers Chen and Rodriguez proved that adaptability is the most important quality in law enforcement. Sometimes that means running on a rolling detective and being launched at a suspect. Laughter rippled through the room. "But more often," she continued, "it means looking at a problem from a different angle and finding a solution no one else would consider." After the ceremony, Chen and Rodriguez approached their former trainers. "We've been assigned to develop a specialized pursuit unit," Chen told them, "based on your Rolling Thunder technique. The captain wants us to train other officers in the Rollins catapult," Rodriguez added. Mike looked surprised. "I didn't expect our methods to become department standard." "They're not standard," Chen corrected. "They're exceptional. That's the point." As they left the precinct that evening, Sarah walking beside Mike as he rolled along the sidewalk, they discussed their next training class. "Think they'll be as adaptable as Chen and Rodriguez?" Sarah wondered. "Only one way to find out," Mike replied. "Ready for another Rolling Thunder demonstration tomorrow?" "Always," Sarah grinned, giving the pressure plate on his vest a gentle tap with her foothand. "Just say the word, partner." Behind them, the precinct doors opened as Officers Chen and Rodriguez emerged, already discussing modifications to enhance the Rolling Thunder technique for the next generation of the unconventional unit.